Hi, Mike Thomas, aka the Mr. Young Trishula. Once again, I am making a video. Once again, I did not expect to be making a video. Like, comment, subscribe, because sometimes you get videos. So to answer the question in the title of this video, no, Konami did not just kill Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm so sorry, I have clickbaited you, and this is not a dooming video. If you wanted a dooming video, unfortunately that is not what you were going to get. So sorry. But this is a video about the changes that did just occur in the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG, like today, like a few hours ago. And currently everybody is freaking out and losing their minds and talking about it, so I said I will get out of bed and I will also talk about it, because I was also ready to join the dooming train until my friend Adrian talked me off the cliff and explained to me that this is actually a really good thing. So shout outs to Adrian for making me realize that I am not the brightest when it comes to reading and assessing these changes. So I'm going to relay this information. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Konami has just completely changed Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament structure, right? So now, the way it works now is no matter how many people enter a YCS, there will always be only a cut to the top 8 players, and we are making up for that with additional Swiss rounds. Now, this sounds awful, right? This is what the Pokemon tournament structure used to be, that they also just switched away from to go back to a more Yu-Gi-Oh! Style tournament structure, which I think is really funny that happened. Like, we switched to Pokemon, Pokemon switched to us. Hilarious. But this is actually kind of nice for us, because the important key change here is that they are still prizing out top 32, top 64, whatever it is, the same way that they would have been prizing it out for making top cut previously. The difference is that it's only did you make top cut, quote unquote, is what's different. So you can functionally think of, after a certain Swiss round, you are effectively just playing top cut. But here's the thing, it is now rewarding the players that go undefeated or X1 or yada 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 for doing better. So let's say, for example, in the previous tournament structure, that you had gone 11-0 and you make top cut. You are now in top 32. You are paired against the 32nd seed. You are the first seed, you pair against the 32nd seed. They flip skill drain on you and you lose the game. You are now out of the tournament, making top 32. In the new structure, this is not true. You still have the ability to continue playing out, because even after losing, you're still X1. And there's still more rounds of Swiss, right? So it's effectively giving you a number of buffer losses once you hit top cut, if you make top cut with a good enough record, right? If you make top cut with a weaker record, you're still playing single elimination. You're just playing the tournament the way that you normally would. Now, this gets a little bit worse in bigger tournaments. And I'm going to say shout outs to Sean Pittman for posting the math. Unfortunately, the math that he posted, in at least for 2048 players, is not correct. So we will review that in a moment. But shout outs to Sean for sharing this breakdown. So I'm gonna start by using the one. I'm gonna actually start by just stealing this screenshot, which is the screenshot of the new breakdown. So here's how it works. 129 players to 256 players is going to be 11 rounds of Swiss total. That's what we're used to. This is basically a regional at a YCS is now a standard traditional YCS, the way that we would think about it. This is never going to happen. So 7 rounds day 1, 4 rounds day 2. The most common scenario is 257 to 512 or 513 to 1024. These will produce YCSs between 12 and 13 rounds, with 8 rounds on day 1 and either 4 or 5 on day 2, cut to top 8, right? And the math for this is going to look like this. So after 14 rounds of Swiss, assuming that 1,025 players into the tournament, this is going to be your top 8 breakdown. There will be a 14-0, a 13-1, about 6 or so, like 5 or 6 X2s, and like one or two X3s that cut. or there'll be like 22-ish X3s, and like 1 or 2 of them might sneak in to the top 8 bracket. Well, that's funny. That means that now you're guaranteed to top a YCS if you go X2. You just have to win a couple of extra rounds. That's pretty good. But let's see if that holds up with more players in the tournament. So I'm gonna redo the math, which I've already done. Can you believe that? I was a good YouTuber for a second, which is very rare on this channel. So based on 2,048 players, so this is going to be the higher end of what YCSs typically get. 15 rounds of Swiss and an 8-player top cut will be about one player XO, about one player X1, and about 6 or 7 people who are X3. All the X2s are making top 8 now. If you go X2 at a YCS, you're just guaranteed top 8. You have to play extra rounds of Swiss, and, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a notoriously hard game, but X2 is basically guaranteed to make top cut now. And here's the thing, you still can go, you know, like X3 and make like top 32 or something, still get prized out, get your stamped effect veil or whatever it is, go home, be happy with your win-a-mat, right? This is overall, mathematically, a good thing for us. It doesn't feel like a good thing, especially compounded with the new changes to end of match procedure where you get a double loss. This definitely feels worse because when you look at it, you still feel like if you have a worse enough record at the end of Swiss that you can make top 32, you know, you can go on your miracle run or whatever and then win the whole tournament, right? In single elimination. And that's still possible. If you go, you know, X2, you can still just think of the tournament entering top cut, entering that single elimination bracket earlier. You can just think of it being that way, you know? And if you have a worse enough record, you're just playing as if you're in single elimination from a certain point in the tournament. You still have to win your 3 rounds, the 3 additional rounds of Swiss that we've been given, in order to make it to top 8 anyway. They have only just making it true single elimination once you hit top 8. The only thing here that changes is the clout culture of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I, frankly, after having observed Pokemon's clout culture, they still considered, like, day 2 and top 32 and all of that, they still considered that a top. That's all that's going to change, is that we are just going to change how we perceive topping an event in Yu-Gi-Oh! In the physical paper card game. That's my prediction. But now that's all the news section of this video. But now let's get into something a little bit different. So I was planning on making a video to post on this channel, more of a vlog style video. If you saw my tweets like a week or 2 ago, you saw that you might have seen that I said that I was planning on making a series where I'm going to go through, I'm going to learn like every deck in the game, right? This was kind of like a hint at really what the video I wanted to make, the post I wanted to make was a vlog post that said, I have a problem when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! If you have followed me as a player to any extent, no problem. If you have not, you might have just clicked on this video because it is a news video. I went to the World Championship in 2024, so last year. I got second at NAWCQ, and I did really well. I was really hot that year. I also was registered as the backup for Master Duel. I came 3rd for Master Duel in North America that year as well, which I think a lot of people don't realize. But here's the thing. I wasn't trying for TCG. I was trying for Master Duel. And thankfully, the deck that I was playing in Master Duel was also a Snake Eye deck. So when it came to NAWCQ, I still had a pretty good idea of what I was doing. And even though I wasn't intending to do well, and the story is kind of like I accidentally went to Worlds, I still had like a decent amount of prep, I think, going into that event. Here's the problem, though. I have been really bad all of this last year. I have been so washed. I have gone like negative at every event. I went 2-6 at a YCS, like, which is crazy. I haven't done that since I was maybe like 14. And I have been, if last year I was locked in on Yu-Gi-Oh, this year I have been locked out. I have been very washed. And part of that is that I have not been applying myself. And I really want to give thanks to a really good friend of mine, Judy YGO, who made top 4 this year for Master Duel Worlds on Team Fala Galera. Very good friend of mine. And he told me the hard truth that I knew in my heart, but I needed to hear from a friend as well, which is that I have not been applying myself. And the goal is that this year I was going to lock in, I'm going to make more content, and I am going to apply myself the way I should be, and really try to actually be good at this game again, like actively. Because now like the goal for me was always to just make it 2 worlds, right? Now that I have made it 2 worlds, what is the point? The only thing left for me in my mind to do is to become Mr. Trishalo World Champion, man. And the only way I can do that is to lock in and actually try significantly hard. And now more than ever with these changes, I think I am motivated to do that. So this, like I said, this is not a dooming video. This is actually an inspiration video, because if I want to make top 8 of AYCS, and if I want to do well, I actually have to try. I have to try very hard. I have to go 13-2. I know that this is possible. I have done this before. But I have to get better at being consistent about it. I have to be on top of my game, and I have to work hard. So there are some changes that might be coming to this channel. I might be posting more of the dual puzzle style content that you saw in the Draco Tail OTK video. That was kind of a precursor or a trial run of that style of content. I might start streaming more on this channel. It is going to be different than my Twitch streams, if you have ever watched those. The Twitch streams are usually pretty chaotic and pretty laid back. These ones will be more focused and more testing inclined, and more just streaming my attempts to work through problems. And on top of that, I'm going to be trying to actually apply myself, because if I do not apply myself, why am I still playing this game? So that's what's to come. So the takeaway from this video is Konami did not kill Yu-Gi-Oh! And my opinion is that this is actually great encouragement to do better at the game, not to do worse, not to give up. Do not give up. Instead, this is time to lock in. This is all of our times to lock in. And now more than ever, I am motivated to do that. So thank you for watching the video. I hope you will join me on this journey, and have a good day.